What is the definition of sexual harassment? Anti-discrimination law defines sexual harassment as unwanted sexual advances or unwelcome requests for sexual favours or other unwelcome conduct of a sexual nature and, in the circumstances, a reasonable person would have expected you to be offended, humiliated, or intimidated by this behaviour. Which law governs sexual harassment? Over the past 30 years, the Commonwealth Government and the state and territory governments have introduced laws to help protect people from discrimination and harassment. The Sex Discrimination Act 1984 operates at a federal level, and the Australian Human Rights Commission has statutory responsibilities under it.
I manage a small team, and one of my male staff had been experiencing sexual harassment from one of his colleagues over quite a long period of time. I eventually found out about it and spoke with him about what he wanted me to do. He said he didn't want to make a formal report. He just wanted the harassment to stop. So we agreed that I would speak to the person who was harassing him and remind them of our workplace policies around harassment. I also decided to bring someone in to run some bystander training for the team.
What can I do if I am sexually harassed at work? First, you need to work out if what has happened to you seems to be against the anti-discrimination law. If you are not sure, either contact your state or territory anti-discrimination agency or the Australian Human Rights Commission for more information. If you have been assaulted, you can also complain to the police and ask them to charge the person who did it. If what's happened to you does seem to be against the anti-discrimination law, you should try talking to the person or organisation involved. The organisation may have a policy on these issues or a process for dealing with grievances, and you may be able to address your problem through these channels. You can also get help from other sources such as trade unions. If you don't feel able to talk to the person or organisation, or you talk to them but it doesn't solve the problem, you can make a complaint to the relevant state or territory anti-discrimination agency. It won't cost anything to make a complaint and you don't need a lawyer. The circumstances. Alice, a 51-year-old woman, worked as a temp. She was contracted out to perform administrative duties at a security company. Alice claimed that Jeffrey, a co-worker, was very friendly to her, stopping in the mornings to have lengthy conversations with her and compliment her on what she was wearing. A few days after Alice started work, she was in the lunchroom when Jeffrey allegedly walked behind Alice and rubbed her shoulders. Trying to fit in, Alice said that it felt good and that she could be bribed, joking as she was responsible for giving out the car parking stickers. A week or so later, Alice claimed that Jeffrey came to Alice's office first thing in the morning when no one else was around and rubbed her shoulders again. Alice asked Jeffrey what he wanted, but he didn't answer. Jeffrey allegedly kissed Alice lightly on the head and started to walk out, leaving Alice feeling very uncomfortable. Alice said seriously, "I think you've taken advantage of me," and Jeffrey allegedly answered, "I don't think anyone could take advantage of you." Alice claimed that she blushed at this response, wondering if he meant that she was cheap or had encouraged him. Assessment question. Which of the following represent the legal test for sexual harassment in the Federal Sex Discrimination Act? Select your response and then click Submit. That's right, you selected the correct response.